Ladies and gentlemen, we are in the dark officially. I'm having some technical difficulties for some reason, and I think I may be able to still just do the show. I'm not sure. I'm trying a couple things here to get it going, but I am definitely in the dark at the moment. This is why we try stuff way ahead of time to get stuff going. See, this is the problem. And this is probably totally my fault. It's probably some setting or something like that that is on my end, and I just can't see it. But if you can hear me, I guess we're going to do it traditional podcast style tonight, where I can still show pictures and stuff, I believe. You just can't see me for whatever reason. So let's see if we can get a couple things done here. If you can hear me okay and stuff in the chat, please let me know ahead of time. Let me know if you can hear everything in the chat. I'm trying to just move as if everything is okay. Okay, you still here. All right. Well, I appreciate you guys for still sticking around, even though stuff is a little crazy today. For those who are joining us, if you just let them know in the chat, if they come in and say, Book, I can't see you, just tell them he's having camera issues and stuff today. I don't know if it's going to come up. It may, who knows. But as long as you guys can hear me, I'm just going to still do the show because I have a great show and stuff in store for you guys. I actually wanted to go over some pretty cool stuff. So let's go ahead and kick that off. Why don't we? So you don't have to sit there and look at a dark screen. So let's do that. Okay, so last week we had a great gig. I was able to do an anniversary party, and here is the setup and everything that I had. So it was an outdoor event, which you guys know I absolutely love, being sarcastic, but outdoor event for the clients. And, I don't even really know if it was a downside and stuff to it, but the only thing about it is that we only had about 20 people. Well, no, let me take that back. We probably started with about 40 people, and then we probably dwindled down to about 27 people. So this was my my creative control function that I had, that I was going to really just let loose and show my creative side, and as far as when it comes to music and things like that. And I was able to really do some really cool stuff. Let me just show you guys here. This is the daytime view, and you can see I was almost on this bridge back here, but this is at Adams Pond, and the dance floor is right in front of me. But then at night, you can see that it really had a little bit more pop and stuff to it. The lights and stuff made all the difference, and I was able to get just a little bit of footage because I thought about the show and everything towards the end. So I was able to get a little footage of the gig here. So check this out real quick. And, that's kind of how the lights and everything look, which was pretty good. I wasn't mad at it at all. I mean, I had lights and stuff by the house, and I had, lights going on the ground. It wasn't too much. I had my moving heads and stuff going. I guess there was like a slight haze in the air, and it allowed me to have some beams and stuff like that out at the event. So it was pretty cool. I cannot complain about that one. I do have a gig log all prepared and stuff for that one so that you guys can see. I mean, here are some upcoming gig logs and everything that I have here. I have that farm that I did. I have that one coming up. And then I created a gig log here. This is the one for that particular one. So I am already prepared and ready to go and stuff as far as content. I've really been on it here lately, trying to get the content and stuff down for it. But let me go back to the creative control side. So creatively, I was able to try some different mixes, and there were some great combos that I made that I am going to take over. I'm going to take over to this upcoming month and maybe even the upcoming season, just because I like the way that they meshed. I like the way that it blended. I like the crowd reaction and everything that I got. So I really think that giving somebody creative control allows the DJ to really dive in and dig deep and see exactly what they can come up with. And I was happy with the outcome of that. So I cannot complain about that. So kudos to those guys for having me out. I really appreciate everything that they have done. This again was a vendor to vendor event. So the photographer reached out to me to do her sister's anniversary, and it went over well. So you guys will see some great combos and stuff like that whenever that gig log comes out, which, like I said, I've already got it set. We're just trying to figure out what day I should put it out. I may try Sundays. I don't know. Sundays, it looks like my analytics say that most of my viewers are on Sundays, so maybe we'll try to get it out on Sundays. All right, so that's last week. Let's go into what's coming up here this coming up weekend. So this coming up weekend, we've got 3 events. None of them are weddings. All of these are, kind of, regular events. I have a corporate event tomorrow. I have a casino event on Saturday, and then I have a daytime brunch event on Sunday for a birthday, which is another vendor to vendor event. So get in good with your vendors, guys. That's all I can say. They'll throw you some work and stuff on days that you don't have it, grab up a couple of extra dollars and stuff like that. But it is another vendor to vendor brunch event. I think it's only like 2 or 3 hours. It's like a disco theme for a birthday party. So, the month kicks off with a 3-day weekend, and then we just get into April, guys. And I think I said on there that I had 15 to 16 gigs. I think I looked at it today. So I am in April mode right now as we speak. So I am ready to go. I've been downloading music and stuff like crazy, getting ready for some things here that hopefully will work. I'm hoping. All right. So our first topic and stuff that I want to talk about today is something that I read on somebody's story. So I want to bring it up here. Here is the story here that I saw on Instagram, and it just says, it was just a simple question. It says, things you regret or wish you would have done on your wedding day. And I was fascinated by one of the comments, because it was several comments, and most people pick stuff like, oh, I would have, had more time, or, oh, I would have done certain things. But this particular comment and stuff says, the only regret I have is I wish that I had a live band instead of a DJ. So can you guess what my topic is right now? Look at the poll that was taken down there. Now, this is a bride and a planners page and stuff on here. So most of the responses and everything that are on here are from brides and other planners or other vendors, but mainly from women. And look at that poll, guys. It's a little eye-opening to see that bands lead the way. Now, let's talk about a band versus a DJ a little bit. So I saw this in DJ Ideas Sharing, and I'm just going to read it here just a little bit. So it says the decision is entirely up to you and your partner. If you're struggling with, going with a band or a DJ during the wedding planning process, think about the songs you like to hear in your reception. If you absolutely need to hear Whitney Houston sing at your reception, then maybe a DJ is the way to go. But if you'd rather hear a special guitar solo live, then a wedding band might be your best choice. In our experience, you will get a more diverse music selection with a DJ. They tend to be more flexible as they aren't working from a set list. They typically can play more songs and be more diverse in the songs and the time frame. Bands tend to be more engaged with the crowd, and while they play fewer songs, they are able to really work a crowd and feed off the energy. And let's be real, who doesn't love live music? You'll have to really know your crowd to make sure that they can vibe with the songs that you select for the band. So I say all of that and read all of that because it's very important to understand the process that these brides go through when they're deciding for their entertainment. Our biggest competitor right now for DJs is a band. And the age-old question is, why are bands being picked over us when bands can only play maybe 12 to 15 songs at max during an event? Because they're playing the entire song and then they're playing the extended version of the song, because now you had a drum solo, then you got a guitar solo, then you got a keyboard solo, then you got the bride coming up. Whereas a DJ can play, 125 to 200 songs and go anywhere with the music, can play any song. So why would a couple pick us over a band? And I thought about it, and I think the answer to that goes deeper than just the surface when it just comes to songs. Just like in this article and stuff here, it pretty much says that the band is more interactive. The band is more like an elegant. It's an interaction, with the crowd and the audience, where it's not like everybody's just drunk and going crazy and stuff like that. It's more like you have a wine in your hand or a champagne in your hand or a light beer in your hand, and you're singing along and you're shouting with your buddies and stuff like that. It looks the same as a DJ, but it's technically not the same. And when somebody spends an obscene amount of money and stuff on that, they feel like the way to go to get that pop for their event is a band, not a DJ. So that's why it's very important that us as DJs make sure that our equipment is solid, that we can match decors, we can create atmosphere, because these are the things that we would take away from the band's perspective, as they have, the resource to be more of an elegant taste. So it's like if you go to Little Susie's wedding and she had a band, and you went to Little Sarah's wedding and she had a DJ, it was like, what was the crowd level? Did the bride get up behind the DJ table and DJ for a little bit? Well, in most cases, that's a no, because most DJs are kind of anal and stuff about their equipment, so they're not going to let people get behind the table. But a band will. A band will let a bride get up there and scream on the mic and sing, and let the boys get up there and sing and all that stuff. We're very cautious about our stuff. They're not. So the interaction between them is way, way higher than opposed to somebody like us. I think that it also makes the family happy to have a band. I think that the fact that the family gets to listen to old songs in a band format kind of takes them back and stuff a little bit, because they didn't go to a whole lot of DJ related stuff back in their day. So a band is a little bit more nostalgic for a family. And then the last thing that a band over a DJ has is it's a big flex. It is. It's a huge flex when a bride and groom have a band at their event. It's like, yeah, like you kind of stick your chest out a little bit, like, yeah, I had a whole band out there and they rock with live events, and it costs like $7,000 to get these guys out here, whereas you had a little $500, $800, $1,000 DJ. It's a flex. I mean, I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying that it's a flex. And it really is, because these couples are always competing with each other. They're always trying to one up the other one. Oh yeah, your party was awesome, but look at mine. Mine has that wow factor. And the wow factor sometimes, or in this case, most of the time, which they're coming up, is using a band. So this is why it's very, very, very important that we step our game up and stuff as DJs, because this, like I said, is your biggest competition. It's not the DJ next to you. It's not the DJ down the road. It's bands. I have several coordinators that I'm very, very good with. And sometimes I look at their stories and stuff on social media, and, you know, they're working on weekends that I'm not. And I'm looking like, you know, why didn't they have a DJ at that one? And I look, and who's there? A band. Bands are taking over. Bands are taking over. And as DJs, we work twice as hard for less to pay, because, you know, a band doesn't have to be the coordinator. Sometimes the band doesn't have to be the director and stuff. Sometimes a band doesn't really have cues. You know, they just know when the couple comes out, when they announce them, they play the first song, and usually it's the whole song. They play the father-daughter and the mother-son song, and then they go into their thing. Think about that. We have coordinators who come up and you need to do this, or you need to do that. Oh no, play this or play that. Bands can't really make decisions on the fly, because if there's a song that they want to hear and it's not on their playlist to play, if they're not a great band, they're not going to be able to play it. But also the music selection that we do, you know, when people just want to have a party, kind of a club atmosphere, a band can't do that. So that's why we have to step our game up and give the elegant side on top of the club dancing side. So I hope that is eye-opening and stuff to you guys as much as it is to me, because it's coming, guys. It's coming. So let me show you one more thing on that. Either way, these wedding pros will ensure that your dance floor is packed all night long. Of course, you don't have to choose between a DJ or a band. If you want both pros at your wedding reception, you can book both. Split the time between the band and the DJ for the ultimate reception, or you can hire a vendor for your reception and the other for your after party. Either way, you'll get all the excitement. So there's an idea and stuff that may be coming our way. It may be coming our way for us to be hired alongside of a band. Who knows? Because think about that. I wouldn't mind doing an after party. Yeah, you may not get as much money, but it's a lot easier. I wouldn't mind splitting time with a band. Takes a little bit of pressure off of you. You've got an hour and a half to make them go just as crazy as they did with that band. It's almost like a competition in a way. But yeah, this stuff is coming, guys. I'm just trying to give you the heads up before, you know, you're just kind of hit with it. So I'm just want to make sure that you guys are on the same page as I am, because I'm starting to see that a lot here. And, you know, we have about 2 to 3 really good bands that I see working very often on these weekends, where sometimes I'm kind of just sitting home clicking the TV. I work a lot, but these guys work an awful lot. So just saying that, man. Are you guys with me? You can give me a thumbs up and stuff in the chat, or let me know in the chat and stuff that you hear me here. Once again, I do apologize for the fact that I have no video. I'm going to work on this after the show, but I still want to give you guys the show that I intended to give you, which was a lot of visuals, and we can still have Q&A. It's just that you won't be able to see me. I don't know what's going on with my camera and stuff tonight. So just in case you're just joining us, my camera and stuff is not working. I am aware of that. So you won't see me, but you can still hear me. So it's just like a real podcast now. Room check real quick. DJ Romeo, great. Appreciate you in here. Benny Blanco, appreciate you in here. DJ Matt Ames, this lets me know that we need to document and highlight our interactivity as much as we do our mixes. That's true. That's definitely true. All right, so moving on to the next topic here that I want to talk to you guys about. Let's talk about something that is happening to me here that is blocking my add-ons. Okay. So what I have here, I have just a little, another little article and stuff that I found where things are changing rapidly for some of these venues. Now, we as DJs, we know that we're going to have basic packages for most of these events. So everybody comes out, couple speakers, couple subs, some dance floor lighting and things like that. Where we really take off at is when we have things like add-ons, things like CO2 guns, things like cold sparks, things like uplighting, monograms, and things like that. Okay. What's happening in my area here in Columbia, South Carolina, is that a lot of these old historic buildings are being converted over to venues, wedding venues. And what I'm finding out is that a lot of these historic venues are not allowing for the DJ to have some of these add-ons, especially things like cold sparks. A lot of the venues already don't allow it, but if it's a historic building, it definitely doesn't allow it, as they consider it a fire hazard. Also, they're regulating sound and stuff now. Let's read this article. So, 2 dedicated 20 amp circuits are available in each of our venues for entertainment use. Due to the historic nature of the property and neighborhood, sound levels are closely monitored, and the indoor levels may not exceed 95 dBs at any time. In addition to the dB limit, bass levels are closely monitored and must be extremely limited. The management team will advise you if changes are needed. Cases may be neatly stored within the performance area or in your vehicle. No cases may be stored on the stairwell or the exits. These are fire exits. Okay, so I've had about 2 or 3 venues that have had this happen. This has happened to me. One particular venue, the guy literally had a decibel reader, and he would come out and he would check and make sure that my volume was not over a certain range. And if it was, I had to turn it down. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I had to turn it down, or the venue was going to call the authorities. Now think about that. I'm at a venue. It's outside. It kind of had some outside vibes, I guess, because of where it was. I'm not going to go into all that, but of course, because of where it was, I'm assuming that, they already had a curfew time. So, the cutoff time was 10 o'clock, but now they had a volume level and stuff as well. And then I had another venue that wouldn't allow cold sparks and stuff, like I said, because it doesn't, it doesn't allow for anything that could be a fire hazard to come in. So that was a bummer because, the client didn't check ahead of time and I didn't think to check. So these are all things that we have to kind of assist the client and stuff to do. If we're going to sell these add-ons, one of the things that we need to do is ask qualifying questions. We have to qualify them to be able to use these add-ons. Of course, you're not going to have a problem with things like uplights and photo booths. That's not the issue. Monograms, stuff like that, that's not the issue. These CO2 guns, that kind of makes people nervous. But I think you should be great at every venue with that. But haze, fog machines, those are no-nos at most of my places, as they do trigger the alarms, fire alarms. Cold sparks trigger fire alarms. Also, sound levels and stuff with the speakers and stuff we have. Like, I love my Maui 44 G2s. I love them, but they are loud. They are loud. And I can tell you right now, I'm probably gonna be asked to turn down my music stuff several times. Because one thing I know that having a monitor back there with you kind of lets you hear different stuff, but you cannot hear volume from 2 different styles of speakers. You can't hear the volume from a monitor and hear the volume that's going out to your audience. It just doesn't happen. You can't do that at all. So sometimes if I can't hear it and stuff, like I need to hear it on the speakers and stuff out there to make sure it's jamming, sometimes I just crank it up. I just crank it up, and most venues are usually good with it, but now I'm learning that might have to go ahead and trim that down too. I'm telling you, man, you guys got to be aware of this stuff, because this stuff is the stuff that will get you shut down the fastest. Literally, it will get you shut down the fastest. I'm telling you, if you do not check ahead of time with the venue to just ask a few questions, and what you want to do Just in case you guys are wondering, well, what questions do I need to ask? Well, you call the venue and you just ask them, hey, I'm such and such, such and such. I'm going to be DJing there on such and such. I just wanted to know, my client would like to know whether or not they want to know if you can allow cold sparks. This is what they do. If you need me to come out and demo, I can do that. My client also would like to know whether or not you guys have a sound restriction, because, we're going to be playing loud music and stuff like that. Are you guys good with that? Just do it. It only takes a second. All they can do is tell you no. All they can do is say, no, we don't allow that. Or yeah, it's good. So, you just gotta look, you gotta finesse these things as much as possible, because if you don't do your due diligence and you bring it out there and then you can't do it, then you have to tell the client, oh, they told me that I'm not able to do it. Well, guess what? Now you owe a refund. And yeah, you'll have to give the money back, because there's no way that you can explain that you can't use something that they paid for and now you keep the money. That doesn't work like that. It really, really doesn't work like that. So anyway, like I say, make sure you do your homework and stuff with it. Make sure you check with the clients first to make sure they want it. And then secondly, check with the venue. Also, make sure you're bringing an outlet checker and stuff with you too. Colorado Sound and Light, they have... if you go check out that video I have on a DJ's best kept secret, with that plug that checks if things are on the same circuit, they also send you a outlet checker to let you make sure that you're using, a good outlet. Another thing with these historical buildings is that, some of the wiring is not up to date, and you want to make sure that you're not damaging your equipment and stuff. So you definitely want to get something that'll check outlets and things like that to make sure that you're taking care of your very, very expensive equipment. Oh man. I hope you guys are catching some knowledge and stuff out of this. This is just stuff I was thinking about and that I wanted to pass on to you. All right. Our next topic. As you can see, my face was supposed to be in this circle, but again, if you're just joining me, I'm having video issues. So please, if you can hear the sound of my voice, just take it as that, because we're going to be talking about some stuff and keeping the visuals going. We're going to try to keep the visuals going. So the next thing I want to talk to you guys about is about DJ's momentum. And this is the momentum and stuff at a gig. All right. So at an actual function and the things that can actually derail your momentum. And this is important because I've had this happen way too often. I'll get out and I'll have a couple of parties where it's a little struggle to get people out on the dance floor. And then I finally get people out on the dance floor and I'm hitting a great groove and I'm building dance floor momentum. And then all of a sudden, somebody comes over and makes a silly request and won't leave you alone about it. And then they want to change the momentum. I am telling you right now, it is a dance floor killer. I've had it more often than none, and they literally will not leave you alone. So here's a couple of things that I suggest you do. And you can take them and you can use them, or you could shut them and say, nah, that's not going to work. All right. So let's say that this situation happens and somebody comes up to you and say, hey man, can you play this song and stuff for you? You say, hey, I don't have a problem with playing your song and stuff like that. It's just going to be a little bit as I'm trying to get people to dance a little bit more. They can either A, take that great and, be like, oh, okay, and walk off. B, tell you, oh, come on, man, let's just go ahead and get it on the stuff, next. Or C, stand back there until you play the song. We also talked about DJ's space and boundaries. You don't have to let them know, hey, I'm going to play it, but you're going to have to let me do my thing. This is my job. You're going to have to step over here while I get it on there for you. But pushing it to a later time is like my go-to. I'll play it. Just give me a little bit to let me build some momentum. The next situation that comes up is the person that holds the phone and stuff up and says, play this. And they keep telling you, or they pull this number that happened this past weekend. They keep telling individual guests to come up to you and play it. So I'll get, The person come up to you, and then I'll get another guest and another guest and another guest. Now, you already know that this is a dance floor killer because usually it's like a shag song or a slow song or a beach song or just something they heard. Like, let me just give a universal song. So like a Mustang Sally. Okay. Mustang Sally does not go over when a dance floor is really rocking. It just doesn't. It doesn't. It will cater to one group of people and that's it, but it will not keep a dance floor packed. But that's the song that they want to hear. So what you do is, and this is my second trick, is I'll play a slow song, eventually. And, when I think it's time to bring down the BPMs a little bit, I'll play a slow song. And then guess what song is right after that slow song? Good old Mustang Sally. Because that gets that out of the way. You're not killing the momentum of the dance floor. It's going to be a dud and stuff anyway. And then you're probably not going to come out and dance to it, which is another thing that baffles me. Why do you ask for a song and then you sit on the sideline and you don't dance? Why even ask for it? I'm going to make a whole segment on that because that is, to me, that's unacceptable. That means that you don't get any more requests. You just don't. The answer will be no if you come back up again. If I don't see you dancing to the song that you requested me to play on a dance floor where people are dancing, you now have zero request power. And if I see you talk to somebody else and send them up here, I will politely tell them no as well. Anything wrong with that, guys? Let me know in the chat. Anything wrong with that? I don't think anything's wrong with that. I think those are simple ways to be able to take care of those. And then the last way is, I don't encourage this one because I don't encourage you to lie to them, but the last way is I don't have the song or, it just evaded me. The last thing is, we'll just go with I don't have the song. I'm sorry. I don't have that song. You could say that. That is an easy way to get somebody to turn right around. But you know what they're going to do next? They're going to be like, oh, well, you don't have that song. Well, let me scroll down on my Spotify list and see if you play something else from my Spotify list. People are crazy. So that is how to avoid getting the momentum taken away from your dance floor. Now let's talk about how to build it. So you got a crowd who may not be dancers and stuff initially. So what you got to do is you got to find you got to have a folder. Okay. And every DJ should have this folder. You've got to have a folder that is dedicated to females. Okay. One thing that I will tell you is that if you want to get a dance floor going, you have to attack the females first. Now, and let me not use the word attack because I don't want that to sound bad when I'm playing this back, but you have to go after the women. The women will bring the men. Women dance with other women. Women dance with older women. Women dance in general. And if you can keep women or get women going, your dance floor will be successful. It always is. I have noticed that time after time after time when I've had some duds. When I'm having a dud of a dance floor, I know that going after the women allows me to be able to start building on that momentum. Do you think that with these proms and stuff coming up that I'm not going to go after the women's songs first or the girls' songs first? Because if girls are up jumping, dancing, singing and stuff like that, guys will be standing there wishing that they can dance with them. And then as soon as I play a song that they dance to, that's when the guys come out. It works in almost every situation, whether it be a family thing, whether it be a wedding, whether it be a school event, it works almost every time. You've got to cater to women. You've got to cater to women, and you will have your best dance floors once women start dancing. Because what do women do when they're on there by themselves? They start, oh, come on, you guys come on. They're inviting people to the dance floor. That is your biggest ally to get women and stuff on the dance floor. And that is the best way to build momentum on the dance floor. So make sure you guys have a crate or a folder available that is just catered to women. Popular women dancing songs that you have seen work time and time again, that you can pull out at almost any event and use. And that will begin to start your dance floor. Don't use these slides. Stop using these slides. Electric slide, cha-cha slide, all that stuff. Only your grandmother wants to hear that. I'm even starting to hear brides now say, I really don't want slides. I mean, this has been, ongoing the last 3 years, but slides are dying. So you need a new way to get these dance floors and stuff going. And I just suggest that you create some women folders. And if you don't have one yet, when you do your next event, look at the songs that women start dancing to. I want to dance with somebody. Any Crazy in Love, Beyonce. I know these are songs that you play all the time, but these are the songs that you have to get women and stuff up on the dance floor. If you agree, give me a thumbs up and stuff in the chat if you agree with that. Once again, I appreciate you guys being with me and stuff tonight. I apologize if you're just joining me. I am having some visual issues, but I can still display images. You won't see me. My camera and stuff is right here pointing at me. So if it does decide to turn on, I will pop up on the screen. However, I'm just having some camera issues and stuff right now. So I'm still able to do the show and everything for you. All right. And last but not least, I got one more topic and then we can go into Q&A, man. I appreciate you guys staying with me too, man. I really, really appreciate it. All right. Last topic. Just recently had some new photos and stuff done. My significant other, thank you, honey, has jumped out there and gotten me some new headshots and stuff. And she has done a great job. This is one of them, as it has been a long time coming. I needed to update a lot of my photos and stuff like that. And I really do suggest that you update your portfolio with some new images and get some professionals or get somebody who's aspiring to work a camera to be able to get these shots and stuff for you. It doesn't take long. I mean, this took, literally about 2 hours on a Saturday to get this. You throw on some of your decent stuff and then you go out and just get some pictures taken. Take it with your cell phone, take it with your best camera, and get you some new headshots. You want to update this stuff because you want to keep your site updated, your website. So I did this because I needed to update my website. I needed to update some stuff on Honeybook, and I needed to get some stuff done. So that's why I had these done here. And this is just one example and stuff, of course, but one of the better ones and stuff that I had, just putting some stuff out there. So I'm just trying some stuff, getting some stuff done, and on the back end, because presentation is everything, and presentation without somebody, without you being there is very, very important. You have to impress people even though you're not there. So when you go to my website, I want you to be impressed with the visuals and stuff that I have on there, and then you'll still want to book, and then I'll get an inquiry from you, and lo and behold, I could be sitting on the couch looking like a scrub, but still get an inquiry. Because your pictures and stuff look great. It's just very important to keep your portfolio and stuff open. I had this idea and stuff from Jordan Lee, our guest 2 weeks ago. He, when I was asking him for photos to do advertisement and stuff for him on social media, he sent me this folder, and it just had, a ton of pictures and stuff in it, just like anything I wanted to use, I can use. And it was great because all I did was just crop him out, or if I used a couple of pictures for, his thumbnails that were related to him, and it was just easier. So I decided to create, and he called it a media package. Oh no, did he call it that? A media something. something he called it. And I just thought that was a great idea. So that's what inspired this and inspired me to do this. So I just encourage you to do that. This is the image that I'm going to leave up while we jump into Q&A. Since you guys can't see me, this will be the picture that you see. So, you know, I just wanted to go over those topics and stuff with you guys tonight. And now we can jump into some Q&A. So bring all your questions, bring everything to me and stuff in the chat. I appreciate you guys listening. And now I definitely want to turn it over to you. I'm going to go back in the chat and make sure that I don't have any questions that I've already missed. And you guys just, this is your platform. This is your platform, your time to ask. Are you guys enjoying all the content that I'm repurposing and stuff with some of these live streams? Because I'm just kind of taking the main points, taking them and putting them in short video format and just putting them back out, because I know you guys are here every week, but some guys don't get to see it. I mean, I've got, you know, over 8,000 subscribers and I don't have enough people seeing it. So I just take it, repurpose it so more people can see it. So I really appreciate you guys being here for that. Let's see. Here's a couple of comments I didn't see. I think sharing with the band will cut the cost on both the band and the DJ. It could, or it could raise the costs. It could, or it could raise it, because now if you shop a couple of bands, it's like to get them and to get us, you know, you can have, you know, an after party. Cause like I said, after party is going to be a trend too. So it's like, I'll do the last hour and a half and then I'll do the after party. Here's my price, you know, and it's not going to be for everybody. Like bands are not for everybody. So it's not going to be for everybody. Let's see. Diddy D in the house. What's going on, man? Mega, what? The DJ so true. Must have been on something I was saying. Romeo Great. Nope. You are paid by the bride. See? DJ Reese, what's going on, man? If it's not from the bride and the groom, it don't get played. You guys are ruthless, man. You guys are ruthless. You don't let nothing come through. Oh my goodness. Who in here has gigs and stuff that's coming up weekend? Like I said, I've got 3 gigs coming up this weekend, so I already know it's about to be super crazy and stuff coming in. How deep have you guys gone into your libraries to update your music? Because I'm telling you, there's music that's about to come out and stuff that I'll be using and stuff coming up here in just a little bit. It's going to be different. It's going to be different. Oh, and I may or may not have made a purchase today that may change my setup and stuff a little bit. I forgot to tell you guys about that. I guess I can go ahead and tell you because I think it comes in on Saturday. So when you have column speakers and, you know, either they come out of the speaker or they have a pole and the speaker and stuff on top, you know, you only have a couple of options for doing lights or putting lights on. I've seen some people try to mount the light to the top of their column speaker. I just think that's tacky. I think it's tacky. I don't like it. I usually don't tell people that because I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings, but I don't like it. It's very, very, very tacky. What I did see is, you know, I was thinking about this today and I was just like, there's gotta be something, because right now I have to keep taking out my Rockville totems and I don't want to take them out every single time. I'm looking for something a little bit simpler to be able to use. And lo and behold, this is why I watch other DJs' videos. I come across this DJ. He only had like 233 views on this thing. Okay. But I noticed that he had the wash effects up on a gravity stand. And I thought about that. And I thought about that some more. And what I came to the conclusion of is that is the perfect way for me to be able to do some different setups. Here's why. if you take the Wash FX and put them on a gravity stand, you don't have to have it right beside you. So, you've got your DJ stand here, you got your facade, and then you got your speakers. You don't have to be all uniform and keep everything right there. If you have the gravity stands, all you need is power to be able to go to that stand. And then you can have a dongle in the back of it, which that's what I have already. And you could put them on like the sides of the dance floor. You can put them at angles in corners. You can put them, up high. You could put them behind the dance floor. You can really, really get creative with them. And so since I already have one gravity stand that I use for my projector, I just went ahead and bought another one. I think it's like, they're like $200 and some odd dollars, like maybe $220 or something like that for a gravity stand, which is just a nice heavy base, a pole, and then you just turn your Wash FX upside down, put a screw and stuff in the top of it, and boom. That's it. That's it. So, tomorrow when when I get up, I'm going to I'm going to take that and make sure I have the right screw and stuff already to put in there. And I may need to get a washer or something like that so that I can consistently do that. And that's going to be my basic light setup going forward. That way I don't have to have lights right beside me. And, because the both lights, the IR4s, are going to be right there with me to highlight my booth. And then the Wash could be on either side. It kind of gives me a second purpose for these Wash FX, because I was really about to retire them. Not because I don't like them, but just because I like the look of the moving heads and stuff better than I like the Wash FX. So I was going to retire them, but now I've found another reason for them, and it may be my most creative one yet. And I'm not taking full credit on that. That gentleman who had that, he already thought about that. But once you see these things in some pictures and stuff like that, I think you'll understand a little bit more on how that can be very, very creative in a sense. And also it could be a nightmare, because having your lights and stuff away from you, having plugs and stuff different places, people thinking that that's a, stripper pole and swinging around on them. I'll never understand people, but once they get alcohol in them, it's like free fall. Oh man. So yeah, I have that coming in. It's supposed to come in on Saturday. I probably will not use it until the first weekend in April, probably like the 8th is probably when I'll use it the first time for these people who get the basic package. So we'll see. And then we'll get some, I'll get some feedback and stuff from you guys, see how you like it and stuff like that. More entertainment events. What's good? So are you no longer using the QSC setup? I am, but only situational now. Like for these proms, I plan on tying, the subs and stuff into that, just because I want to give them a little bit more boom. So I am planning to tie in some more subs, or the QSC subs that I have into what I already have, and I'm going to utilize them to the best I can. But for the most part, that's situational, most of my events are weddings. When I have events that, may not require that, maybe just require a couple of speakers on stands, I don't want to be rolling out the main wedding setup. So yeah, I'll use the QSC in those cases. Good question. Any more questions and stuff, guys? Now is the time to ask them. We got about 10 minutes and stuff on here. Appreciate you guys coming through. If you're just joining us, I'm just going to say it one last time. If you're just joining us, I am having camera issues to where the camera is not producing an image through Ecamm. I'm not sure why, but I plan on working on that so that next week I will not have this problem. But this image that I have up here is from a recent picture that was taken and stuff for me. So that's what I look like. But you can still hear me, so. Oh, man. This is an interesting format. It's weird because I'm so used to seeing myself, move, but I mean, I still can see myself. I just can't see myself on screen, which is weird. Even still. All right, more entertainment. Let's see what you got for me here. I want to go to a column array like you, but man, those LEDs are so expensive. Yes, they are. Remember when I told you when I first got them, they are an investment. They are an investment. They're not just, you can't blink an eye and just say, hey, I'm going to go get those. Like, you have to be all in. You've got to be willing to sell some equipment. You've got to be willing to stack some money to get these guys, because they are going to be your go-to system. And this is another reason why I don't go back to the QSC that often. This is a powerful, powerful system. And so QSC is more along the lines of, a need basis now. Just in case, maybe if I need to rent some stuff out, like, they're still great. QSC is still great speakers. Like I said, I still use them. I had to use them and stuff before, and they are still great. They still pack a punch. I still got their big brother and stuff in the garage and stuff too. So, all right. So DJ Romeo, great. This was on CT's today. How do you feel about mixing in key? Well, I am not a DJ who always mixes in key. I think it is necessarily unnecessary. I think that there are times that you can or that you need to, and then I think that there are times where it's not necessary. I know I think I have my key lock on so that I can change tempos and stuff like that for the most part. So I definitely don't mix in key and stuff really at all. I used to, but I don't and stuff anymore. For the most part, I kind of lock my key and just go with it. Good question, Romeo. More entertainment events. I'll have to start selling feet pics to buy. Oh my God. Some of these questions, some of these statements I'm going to need to read before I actually read it, because I already know you guys going to set me up for the okie doke one day, and I'm going to just see it, click it over here, and then you're going to see it, and it's going to say something crazy. Like this right here. Look, you got to do what you got to do, man. So you got to do what you got to do. You got to sell something. Sell the stuff that's not important. Sell. And get something, because right now it's not getting you anything. So if it's sitting there and you're like, oh man, I want to sell it, but I won't sell it for less than this. Look, get something. If you can find somebody, look, I have some lights downstairs that I probably paid $150 a piece, or maybe even $200 and some odd dollars a piece for. And, at first I used to be like, oh, well, I'm not selling them unless I get at least 175 or 150. Now I'm like, look, if somebody give me $50 for these, like, bye. You know what I'm saying? Like, just keeping these things here are just, it's pointless. It's really pointless. Stop holding on to stuff because you want to get back the value that you had on it. If you had it in there forever and you don't use it, sell it. And as soon as somebody is ready to take it off your hands, at least you got something. I mean, it already served its purpose. It served its worth, right? It already worked for you. You've used it at tons of gigs. It made its money. Now just get a little bit back, and look, that'll go towards something you're ready to get. You feel me? We got to get out of this mentality like, we need to get back certain amounts. I've got a SX2 in my closet right now that, the only reason that I have not gotten rid of that SX2 is because it is an absolute backup for that SRT 1000. Because if something were to go wrong with that and I still had gigs and stuff that I need to do, I have to have it. Now, as soon as I buy the Rev 7, which I think I'm going to get this year at some point, that SRT, I'm not trying to get a whole lot for it. I don't care. If I sell that thing for $200, then so be it. I got $200 from it. It served me well. You guys got to understand, man. Understand when I tell you now. DJ G5 in the building. Yeah, you're late, but better late than never, man. Appreciate you coming through and stuff. What's good? Romeo, great. Telling you what's up. All right. Any more questions? G5, you missed a great show, man. I dropped some more gems and stuff today. Just some great gems, but I mean, you can always go back and watch it and stuff again if you need to. But I'm going to repurpose this thing, even though I'm not in the actual video. I don't know how that's going to go over. People are going to click on it and be like, why is he just talking? There's no image of him. Probably won't go over the same way. I got time for one more question. I'm just going to do some housekeeping and stuff real quick. Time for one more question. If you want to ask any stuff in the chat, I'll answer it for you. Next week we will be back 7 p.m. EST. Hopefully I will have everything done with this camera and I will not have any more issues. It's been quite interesting to be able to do this, this podcast today, with no image. This definitely, makes it to where I am going to start sitting at this table like an hour, almost an hour and a half to make sure that everything's good and leave it up. Can't have these mishaps. So yeah, next week, 7 p.m. EST, make sure you come check us out every Thursday. We'll talk about the, gigs from the past weekend. I'll try to take some pictures of stuff this weekend and, maybe I can show you guys what the setup looks like with the gravity stands and the, Wash FX. Also, if you haven't had a chance to listen to it, I did put up a new mix on Mixcloud. I think I put it up last week. Or is it the last week or the week before? I think. But yeah, I put up a new mix on Mixcloud. You just go to Mixcloud, DJ JayBook on Mixcloud. Listen to the latest mix. It's pretty good. I'm getting some good positive feedback and stuff from it. So happy about that. If you're not following on IG, make sure you do so. I've got a lot of the behind the scenes stuff from the upcoming gigs, pictures, chats, all kind of stuff happening on there. But make sure you check that out and stuff as well. Let's see. Did we get something? Dang, definitely watching the replay. Romeo, great. Was good. Just got done with the corporate day party. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. That's nice, G5. That's dope. Still got time for one question if you want to ask it. Oh, we're running late. We're running short here. Any other housekeeping things I need to tell you guys? I think that's it. Well, I don't see anything coming through on the chat, so I am going to go ahead and shut it down and stuff for the evening. Appreciate you guys coming through. And look, we finally got some people to come in the house, and everybody's just late, man. Just late. For everybody just came in, sorry about the visual problems and stuff here. We'll have that fixed next week, hopefully, and we'll get right back to where we need to be. But if you missed it, you can go in and watch the replay here, which will be up here in just a few minutes, and I will be repurposing some of the things that we talked about here today, as I did drop some great nuggets and gems for you guys today, and I will continue to do so, on upcoming videos. So I appreciate you guys stopping through. Always appreciate you guys every single week for tuning in. You could have been any place else, but you're here with me. So I just thank you and stuff for that. Make sure you live, make sure you're striving to survive. Make sure you're living to strive, not to survive. Sorry, I had something in my throat and that's messed up my whole closing. Sad. Make sure you are living to strive, not to survive. See you guys next week. Enjoy your weekend. Kill it out there. Peace.